This is the 2025 Toyota Sienna, and this one is the top of the line platinum trim. And clearly, I'm not my usual location to do these types of things. I'm a guest at Toyota to check this new Sienna out, and it's got some cool new tricks. Much of it's on the inside. Let's check it out. Looking at the Sienna from the front, this is effectively as it has been since before, but as minivans go, it is a perfectly reasonable shape. It's got a nice big grille down low, this trapezoidal shape. You have this nice little polished metal element down here, and then a little lip at the very base. Nice, large and in charge Toyota logo right here before we get this gloss black and then silver jutting out from that just below the hood. And pretty darn big headlight assembly right here, but it's got some sharp little check mark and pretty narrow look, generally speaking. It's also got this nice wide area over here with fog lamps hanging way out to the side. It's a reasonably good look. And all Siennas are hybrid engines, but not all of them have the same drivetrain. Let me show you under the hood. Well, there it is, your 2.5 liter hybrid engine, transversely mounted or side to side like that. It is a hybrid engine across the board, 245 system horsepower, but you can get an optional electric on-demand all-wheel drive system. And what that means is you get yet another electric motor mounted on the rear axle, no drive shaft, and that's what provides propulsion to the rear axle. But this is the only powertrain offered, and I have to say it is reasonably well tucked back. The center line of the front axle is right around here, just past this lip of this plastic here, which means some of the engine is actually behind the front axle center line. So weight distribution isn't all that bad. Obviously, of course, you have this big, long box behind you, so weight distribution is actually pretty reasonable. Your airbox hangs out here, you got your fuse box over here, and off to this side is your transaxle, and windshield washer fluid is really easy to get to right up front, right here. Looking at this Sienna in profile, yes, it is very clearly a minivan, very classic minivan shape, but we do have a new color to look at, magnetic, gray, metallic, and it is a nice color. It's a little bit hard to see in this lower light environment, but it does capture this light that we're getting on the car pretty well. I imagine it would look pretty good in the sun, and you can see that there's actually a lot going on in this bodywork here. You get a small little character line that runs off the back of the windshield here. You get two colors for the side view mirror colors, body color and then black down here. Then you get this character line that runs below the door handles here, and then a second character line that starts down low and runs up and kind of becomes the rear fender flare and then cuts into the gas tank nozzle cover right here. Still more, there's this gloss black rocker down here. So this is actually a pretty darn busy side of a minivan. And on top of that, we're still not done. We have this nice, more lighter color for the roof rails right here. It's pretty busy, but I'd say it is actually executed pretty well. I will go ahead and put the dimensions up on the screen right now and let you know that I have more information in the description. This all-wheel drive platinum Sienna gets this sparkly 18-inch wheel. You can go up to 20s on the Sienna, and the base LE trim does actually run on 17s, but this wheel has the black and then this like almost chrome, but like polished metal with a grid pattern in it almost right here. So it really is kind of a standout wheel, especially in this light. Really interesting. This adds a bit of splash to the minivan otherwise. I think it's a nice looking wheel. I don't know if it'd be the easiest to clean though. And yes, this is an all-wheel drive minivan. The wheels and tires in back are the same size as what's in front. Looking at the Sienna from the back, it is pretty busy back here as well. You have this roof-mounted spoiler here, pretty straight, fairly vertical rear windshield right here, but then another little like jutting out right here, almost like a spoiler shape, and then more lines and patterns, and then it sinks in for your license plate holder here. Then we get some gloss black for the bumper and then some polished metal below that. There's a lot going on. Back here, this is where it'll tell you that it is a hybrid all-wheel drive, and that you have the platinum trim. And it's a minivan, of course. There's a lot of room back here, but there's also some new features that I want to show you inside as well. Here is another look at the cargo space you have behind the third row. Clearly it is plentiful. I do not have a lot of time to fold all the seats down and show you that, but let's just say there's a lot of cargo room in this thing. And I will show you those figures right now. There it is with all the seats up, third row down, second and third row down. Yeah, it's a lot of space. But let's check out what's going on in the second row. So, new for 2025 on the Toyota Sienna is what's called the fridge box and a vacuum. And this is not just an AC vent that's in the center console. No, this is its own separate refrigeration system, and you can choose whether you want it to keep it cold for bottles, refrigeration temperature, or freezing cold for things like popsicles. Yes, this box right here will get down to freezing temperatures if you want it to. That's slick. So Toyota says it can hold up to 6 water bottles like that, or depending on the size, a bunch of different popsicles. So keeping kiddos happy in the second and third row, that's something. But controlling how many do you eat, that's a different problem, I'd say. Now, this particular Platinum also has the optional rear entertainment center, hence this HDMI port right here. You also have 2 USB Type-C ports and the 2 options for the fridge box. But the vacuum right here, that's this guy right here. Press it, and this is your vacuum. Toyota says it will reach all the way back to the back of the cargo area. This is a flexible hose, and even better than that, Toyota actually made a small mess for me to clean up. So I got a chance to use the vacuum in real form and see it work. Now, to empty the vacuum out once it's filled up, pull this panel right here, pull out this box right here. This is what holds everything that you just vacuumed up. So that's a nice, well-contained little bit right there. This being the Platinum trim, this has this nice wood grain finish for the center console, and it is a more elaborate center console than you'll see on other models. And you do have plenty of legroom in here, and release this here, and you've got leg support as well. So you've got a nice little lounge chair built into the Sienna if you want it. That's pretty clever as well. Of course, access to the third row is plenty easy, and you've got a nice 3-seat bench right there. It looks plenty spacious for kids. The second row looks plenty spacious for big kids or adults. Toyota also included something called the Advanced Rear Seat Reminder. It is a radar-based system that detects movement inside the vehicle. Here's how it works. As soon as you shift to park, shut off the Sienna and lock the doors, if it detects movement, you will get 9 door chimes and the hazard lights will flash right away. If nothing happens after 90 seconds, the horn will start honking. 4 minutes later, if the Toyota app is enabled, you will get a message from the app. And 2 minutes after that, you will get an automated phone call saying, "Hey, we detected movement in the car."
This is Toyota calling to make you aware that motion has been detected inside your 2025 Red Sienna Hybrid. Please check your vehicle immediately.
That's an interesting, proactive approach to this problem. But for us old folks, let's go check out the first row. Okay. We have this nice 2-tone interior on the door, typical controls on it as well, plus 2-position seat memory. We have this nice 2-tone interior. This is a leather right here. Also, plenty of controls on the seat right here. We also have lots of controls to the left of the steering wheel, including heating seats, 360 view, and turning on or off your 1500 watt AC power right there. We also have this huge shelf down low with its own cigarette lighter style plug right there, and then additional storage space up top. Because I'm inside, I can't turn the engine on, but all this stuff is already on, so you can see the 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and also 12.3-inch center display. Now this does now include wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. You do still have a wireless smartphone charger right there, but Toyota says it is a new generation that does make more power. You do also have a USB Type A plug right there, a couple of nice cup holders, pretty standard looking Prindle, and a nice and deep lower center console right here. Platinum trim does get heated and ventilated seats to go with the heated steering wheel. That's always nice. And we do also have a head-up display right there. Now, I've never driven this generation Toyota Sienna, but with all this new technology built into it, with the new screens and the fact that it's hybrid only, but you can choose front or all-wheel drive, is giving me a lot of reasons to really want to try to drive it. And with that vacuum and refrigerator in back, maybe there's a couple things for my son to test out as well. So yeah, as soon as I get the chance, I'll be quite interested to drive this latest Toyota Sienna. I'm Robin Warner. Thank you very much for watching.